Memories of Mama. Memories of Mama remind me of the river. Steady, always there, and always giving. Picking out a single favorite memory of Mama would be like picking out what I like best about the river. I can't pick out one thing, couldn't pick out one thing. Instead, I thought about that steady, guiding influence, always taking me in the way I should go. With that metaphor on my mind, I was drawn to 5 themes illustrated by 5 little episodes that characterize my memories of Mama. One of my favorite memories of Mama was always providing us with books. She loves to read, and she taught us to love to read. Little golden books at McClellan's or comic books at the drugstore all colored my life thanks to Mama. Best of all was the book she would order for us that would come in the mail. The Happy Hollisters was our summer reading program. One book I remember was so special. I have read the book. I read the whole book the day it came. Mom saved the book, and I still have it. Kim wrote her name in it when she was little. The book's called The Ginger Horse. One day I hope my grandchildren read it, but more importantly, I hope I pass on the love of reading to my grandkids. Another love I have that comes wrapped up in memories of Mama is the love to travel, to explore, to try new things, something different, new places. Mom took us to places, and for that I will be forever thankful. I remember one day, out of the blue, she took us to Tryon Palace in Newbern. I was blown away. It was a total surprise. Melva and I had a ball. Mom taught us not to be afraid of the new and the different, but instead to seek out the wonder of the world. Thanks, Mom. Moving on, Mom was not just about the dreams of exploration. She grounded me in the rewards of hard work, doing your best, having confidence, and achieving your goals. I remember coming home from the 2nd grade and telling Mama that it was just too hard, that I couldn't do it. But I did it, and what made the difference was her love. Her love gave me the confidence to know that I could handle the 2nd grade and I could handle anything else that I wanted to do. How did you learn to tie your shoes? Mom taught me. I remember sitting in her lap, facing her. She had a pink nylon quilted bathrobe that she wore in the mornings when she got us ready for school. I would tie and untie the sash in that bathrobe, with her hands guiding my hands to make the right moves. So many times in my life, her love, her values have guided me to make the right move. Telling memories of Mama would not be a full story without telling about the love of family she modeled and transferred to me. Fun-filled trips to Grandmama Jefferson's filled many Sunday afternoons. This gave me a wonderful extended family, and that whole family knew that they could count on the love of Mama. Aunts and uncles and cousins on both sides of the family tree knew my Mama was the one they could count on. Kim knew it too, even when she was a little girl, when she got bit by the snake. All she could say in Greenville ER was, "I want my Granny." If Granny came, everything would be all right. 1 week ago, I was sitting in the Riverview Church thinking about memories of Mama and what I was going to say on this video. Naturally, I thought of the love of Jesus that my Mama has shared with everyone around her. But more personally, I remember the revival service at Riverview long ago when Mama was still new to the church, and so was I. I don't remember much about the sermon, but I remember at the end, Mama stepped out and walked to the front of the church. Here I was, a little boy, surrounded in a new place, surrounded by strangers, and my mama had gone up to the front of the church. Well, I made my mind up right then. Where Mama goes, I go. I stepped out, walked up there to stand beside my Mama. To this day, I still try to live by that decision. Where Mama goes, I go. If you're not sure where I'm at, look for me standing beside my mama.
So this is to my MBFFTP. That's my mama, best friend, forever traveling partner. And I always heard it's not about the destination, but it's all about the journey. And we've had quite a journey. So, and just to kind of summarize very quickly, from Camp Caswell to the rainforests of Costa Rica, from the Red Eye to England to the beautiful mountains of Floyd, Virginia, from ministering to the children in Guatemala to going to the quilt capital of the world in Kentucky, from eating lobster in Maine to visiting Massachusetts to the Mall of America in Minnesota and back to New Hampshire, to sticking our toes in the Pacific Ocean and seeing the snow-capped mountains of Mount Hood in Oregon, to kayaking and jet skiing in the Pamlico River, the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, and back to actually standing where Elvis stood when he recorded his records in Tennessee. And then, of course, from Vermont to cruising all the way to the Bahamas and back. We've been on quite a journey, and it's been a wonderful journey. And God could not have chosen a more perfect MBFFTP for me. I love you to the moon and back, Mama.
Everything I learned from Granny. When I got married, I thought she was Miss Tyre, Miss Lily, maybe even Mother Tyre, but soon I learned she was simply Granny to everyone. She's loving, stoic, not judgmental, accepting, kind, and generous. Everything a child of God should be. She showed me how to cook, she taught me to love and give by a living example. The most I can ever hope for in life is to be more like our Granny. I love you. Happy birthday.
Granny, I just wanted to take a few minutes and, it's a special day in your life, and it's a special day in our lives too, having you here this long. I'm really fortunate to have a mother-in-law as dear, nice, and as good as you are. And when I think about you, I think about memories of, I know what my grandmother's meant to me, and I know what you mean to, all your family and me, and your memory will go on for forever and ever with all your grandchildren, and they'll be passing along your stories. And we just thank you for the standard that you set for this family. Your church going, you God fearing, and I know they all love you, and I love you, and I hope you'll be around many, many more.
Let's see, the first thing I would like to say is that I'm thankful that God gave Granny to me to be my grandma. I am thankful for Granny for so many reasons. She took care of me when I was little, and she took me to church when I needed to be involved in understanding and knowing who Jesus was and having a relationship with him. That's something that she helped me with. And she prayed with me. She took me to Mission Friends and Act Teens, and she was my teacher. And she built snowmen with me when I was little. And she did arts and crafts with me. And she took me to Bible school when I was little. And some of the crafts that she's made with my children since they've gotten older, or since I've gotten older and have had children, this is one of them that she did with Connor in 2005. And here's one that she did with the children, with Connor and Clark. And when she was teaching Clark Mission Friends, because my kids have gone to church and done Mission Friends with her, this is one of the little activities that she did. And actually I pulled this out this year and put it on my refrigerator because I like it, and it's just a good memory. And I'm thankful for my grandma for so many reasons. I'm thankful that she's willing to do things like go out in the woods, tromping around to find a special tree just for me for my wedding, to help me spray paint it white and put sparklies all over it, and then decorate it with pictures of me and my husband when we were little kids. And yep, she did that when you know, probably no one else would have done it. She was like gung-ho, ready to help me do it. And when I was in high school, I was having some hard time with math, and she she took the algebra book and she taught me how to do algebra. And I went back to school, and there was whatever the next couple of tests were that I actually made A's, which was unusual for me. But she's a smart lady, and there's so much more I could say. I'm thankful that we shared an opportunity to go together to Cancun on a trip. She and I went to Cancun together, and we visited the Mayan ruins, and I'm just thankful for so many things that Granny has done for me through the years. I love her with all of my heart. I'm thankful that she is someone that I know I can go to pray for me for anything, and I know that my Granny loves me unconditionally. No matter what I do, she would always forgive me, and she'll always love me. That's it.
Gran, happy birthday. One thing that always comes to mind is support. Everything that's successful has to have good support, and that's you in this family. One thing I've always appreciated was the fact that you welcomed me in from day one, and I've felt welcome ever since. And I just want to tell you happy birthday. We love you.
Happy birthday, Granny. I remember when Granny's always up to do everything with everybody. And we all played hide and seek one day, and I climbed the top of a tree because I knew nobody would be able to tag me and get me out. And sure enough, Granny was playing with us, and she climbed right up to the top of the tree with us. And no matter what we did, no matter what we're doing, Granny is always up for doing it right with us, whether it's climbing the mountains in Guatemala, riding the roller coasters, or climbing a tree that nobody else would be willing to climb. Happy birthday, Granny. I love you more.
Hey Granny, I just wanted you to know how much you mean to me. I just can't even tell you how it felt to be invited to come and have family dinner with you. I was always a very picky eater, and for some reason you were able to change my taste buds so that I like Southern cooking. So I'll never forget the first time I tried your chicken pastry and your broccoli and cheese casserole and your chicken fried steak and all the other yummy things that you make. I know that it means a lot to Will, and that the time that we have together, that's the way that you pull us together as a family, and it means so much. Also wanted to tell you how talented you are. You make such beautiful things. Your baskets are so sweet and precious, and I cherish them in my house. And I want you to know how much they mean to me, because I know that there's a lot of time involved in making those. Also, thank you for all of the things that you do for others and for the community. You're really a shining light and full of love. Love you, Granny.
Hey Granny, I want to tell you a story about when you took me fishing to Granddad Jefferson's house. We went out on his boat and we fished all day long, and I had on overalls. Christy was with us too. I caught one fish that day. It was about this big. It's gotten bigger as time's gone on. But the most memorable part was the ride home when I was in the back of the Z28 red Camaro with my overalls on, and I had fiberglass in my short pants. And you said, it's okay, just take your pants off. Needless to say, I rode home from Snake Island that day with no pants on. But it was fine, as always. Everything always is fine with Granny. Love you more.
Hey Granny, happy birthday. What's always impressed me so much about you is the love and kindness that you show for others. You never hesitate to jump up and help someone who's in need or help someone who's in distress. And that's just a great example of the love that Jesus has told us that we must have for others. And so I thank you for that. In fact, whenever we are debating whether or not to help someone or how to help someone, we always ask, what would Granny do? And that usually leads us to the right path. And so I thank you for that shining example. Happy birthday, and I love you more.
Hey Granny, let's see. One of my favorite memories with you would be all the times when I was a lot younger. Me and you and Ma and even some of the others in the family, we would go down to Grandpa Jefferson's house, down to the river and fish and crab and swim, and there was just so many good memories down there and so many other good memories too to name, but by far to me that's one of my favorite. And I sure hope you have a wonderful birthday and the Lord will bless you with many more birthdays to come. And I love you so much and thankful for you. Have a great day.
Hey Granny, I just wanted to tell you how thankful I am for you and how much I love you on your birthday, and wish you a happy birthday, and I love you.
The reason I'm so thankful to have you as my granny, because when I was like, I don't know, like 2 or 3, or I don't know, when my mom would go to work, I would always stay with you, and I really love you. I love you more.
Hi Granny, I'm gonna tell you a story about when you came outside with us, and me, Connor, and Clark were trying to set up a house underneath the tree, and you helped us do it. And I remember that I was trying to climb the tree and then I fell, and you helped me back up. I love you more.
Hey Granny, happy birthday! Okay, once upon a time, me and Granny went to them and played art and craft, and played pizza party, and played bingo. And then I love you, Granny more. Bye!
Birthday. Happy birthday, Granny. Can you say it?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Say love you.
Love you.
Blow her a kiss. Can you blow it to her with your hand?
Dun, 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 dun.